DJ Stories è ancora in giro per l'Europa, alla scoperta delle etichette discografiche indipendenti. Questa volta siamo andati ad Amsterdam. Cosa vedrete in questa puntata? In questa puntata conosceremo da vicino 3 etichette che rappresentano il sound elettronico di Amsterdam: la Rush Hour, la Berserk e la 100% Pure. Assisteremo al DJ set di Jeff Mills e Gaslam Killer ed entreremo in uno dei maggiori club cittadini, il Trow, per una serata in compagnia di Seth Troxler. È arrivato il momento di cominciare il nostro viaggio olandese. Questa è Amsterdam, vista da DJ Stories. Parcheggiare una macchina ad Amsterdam costa molto più che in Italia. Per spostarsi è decisamente meglio scegliere un mezzo alternativo.
Ad Amsterdam la rete di mezzi pubblici più sviluppata è quella dei tram. Il servizio termina a mezzanotte, ma la linea dei bus, altrettanto estesa, è attiva 24 ore su 24. Il mezzo più ecologico però rimane la bicicletta. Perché non muoversi con un bike taxi?
La prima tappa del nostro viaggio ad Amsterdam ci porta direttamente nel quartier generale di una delle maggiori label olandesi, la Rush Hour, una vera istituzione da queste parti.
I'm Christian McDonald. I'm one of the co-founders of Rush Hour and I'm the label manager. We started Rush Hour in '97 as a store, sort of trying to fill a void, you know, that other record stores at the moment weren't really importing the records we liked. And that same goes for the label, you know, put out music that, you know, is not being released at the moment. The Amsterdam house sound that we are working with, because there's different sounds, I think, but it's the one that sort of holds true to the original sound, you know, sort of raw and gritty but soulful sound. I think people download a lot of stuff illegally, or they're trying to, you know, stop that recently by pulling off websites. But I think, you know, a lot of people who download illegally won't all of a sudden start buying, you know, records. I think it's important that there will be more subscription-based services, you know, where people can follow a label or an artist and buy their records on a yearly basis, so to speak.
I know you got my back, let me hear ya. Let me hear where the party's at, where the party's at tonight. Don't know when I'm coming back, cause the bass is right. Right here's where the party's at, party people. I know you got my back. Let me hear ya.
The way we find people that we release music of is, I think it mostly comes through our network, you know, of people that we know well. There's no really one way we work, you know. Yeah, let's say it's the mystery, you know, because I can't really say, well, you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way, you know. I guess if you want us to notice you, you have to be out there, you know, and find your way.
Ad Amsterdam la musica si trova ovunque, anche nel quartiere a luci rosse, sotto forma di un'insolita radio. Nel quartiere più hot di Amsterdam abbiamo fatto visita alla Red Light Radio, web radio che in vetrina mette i propri DJ.
My name is Hugo van Heiningen. I'm the founder of Red Light Radio, online radio station. And as you can see, we're in the middle of Amsterdam in the red light district. Yeah, the money, in the beginning we got some fundings, and later we got like a crowdfunding campaign. So people who liked Red Light Radio donated to the station. So we got like money to go on for another year. And if the year's finished, then we try to do maybe the same thing again. The red light district is a bit changing at the moment. They try to move out like the hookers a bit to a different area, and that's why they're like empty whorehouses. And they try to get cultural things inside of the buildings. And so I got the idea to do a radio station, and it would be perfect behind a window, and especially in the red light district. And yeah, we did it, and it's now here since more than a year. A lot of DJs who put out records on Rush Hour do radio shows here, and I think a lot of people, because Rush Hour, the shop, is really close by. A lot of DJs who come here go there record shopping and later on play them here at the radio station. So Sam Proper is sort of a cult hero here in Amsterdam. He's playing like from squats to big venues, and he's always don't know what to expect with his albums, and he's doing radio here like every 2 weeks. And I think in Amsterdam everybody knows him. If you don't know him, then you don't know anything about electronic music.
Sam Proper è uno dei maggiori DJ olandesi. Da lui ci siamo fatti consigliare qualche disco, che potete trovare al negozio Rush Hour.
Buongiorno Italy. This is Sam Proper, an animal from Amsterdam, on the hunt for vinyl in Rush Hour record store. So one of the boys from the store took this Saint Drifter EP. I don't know it, but I like the sound, I think. Let's check it out. This is the stuff I like. Disco influence, deep and dirty. Sexy grooves. Yeah, this is coming along. Definitely. And this Cosmian. I just played in Napoli with this guy last Sunday. All right, you see that. I like this too. Straight up techno stuff. I got the loot. Signing off. Ciao.
Stiamo per fare una piccola pausa. Tra poco scopriremo alcuni club di Amsterdam grazie ai DJ set di Jeff Mills, Aaron Friedman, Mono Lake e Gazon Killer. DJ Stories è ad Amsterdam per un viaggio attraverso le etichette di musica elettronica. In questa città le biciclette non mancano. Noi che amiamo l'eleganza della bici a scatto fisso, abbiamo fatto un salto al Pristine.
Welcome to Amsterdam and to Pristine Fix Gear. Pristine Fix Gear is a fix gear shop, in the first fix gear shop in Holland. What pushed me to start a shop is the problem that it's very hard to get nice fix gear parts, especially when you think 3-4 years ago we had to get it from Germany or England, the United States. When you learn to ride a fixed gear, you have more control on the bike because everything you do is one-on-one. Everything the bike feels, you feel, and every energy you give to the bike goes directly into the bike as well. So this is, for me personally, the best feeling of riding a bike. I have a colleague working here, which is a good friend of mine as well, called Kang. He will show you around in Amsterdam on one of our favorite Cinelli bikes, the Cinelli Mesh, and yeah, you see a little bit of Amsterdam.
Amsterdam è decisamente all'avanguardia. Ecco come in questa città hanno progettato un quartiere di semplici villette a schiera. La forza creativa spesso nasce dal basso, non solo nella musica. Ne abbiamo avuto la conferma parlando con Dick Dunkers, proprietario del Frozen Fountain, design store posizionato nel centro storico di Amsterdam.
I started the shop in 1985. It was also an important time for us anyway, because there was that breaking point for designers to manifest themselves with their own produced design, and they needed a platform. And we started showing that here in our shop. Well-respected designers like Piet Hein Eek. Eek started off making his own furniture. This is made from old wood. He started making this because he was fed up with all the really smooth, beautiful things. He wanted something real. And when I saw this, I immediately recognized it as something really beautiful. And I was then one of the few, but this cupboard has been bought by all major museums of modern art in the world. Design is a bit a hyped word, you know, but on the other hand, at the same time, design is an English word for design creation. It's made. Everything is handmade. Everything is made. Everything is thought about and can get the label design. But then it has become a bit an extravaganza thing, design. And it's coming back a little bit now, you know, because design is becoming more and more democratic. Our typical clients have a very good taste. That's one thing, which I usually say when people say what a beautiful shop you have, then I say that they have a beautiful taste.
Il nostro viaggio alla scoperta delle etichette indipendenti di Amsterdam continua con la Basser Records, label nata parallelamente a uno studio di design, il 310 Key.
In the beginning we were also maybe more focused and orientated on doing projects that were not jobs. So we were like self-initiating things, making posters and sticking them in town, making sort of more like art kind of pieces, but in a design way.
Yeah.
And because we were quite heavily involved in the music scene, a lot of people started asking us to make flyers and designs for record covers and stuff like this. And after a while we were so busy designing in the weekend and all the nights after our jobs that at a moment we thought, okay, well, maybe we're crazy, maybe we should stop our job and really focus on 310K and what we like. We started our label Berserk Records like 6 years ago now, and yeah, we started actually from being a band, couldn't find a label, and slowly we grew into being a label for other artists. We've also decided not to say like, okay, Berserk is a label especially for this kind of type of music. We don't want to be the label that is just electro or just techno or just. We think always like that our position is more to like, okay, if we find something nice or we like the sound, we want to release it.
We're also constantly looking for ways to make physical products again out of music.
It's also because we're graphic designers, so we like to make something special out of the design. And of course, in the beginning, this vinyl, this sleeve was great. You know, the first time we made the design for a vinyl, it was actually, we got it back and yeah, you were
You're smelling it, sniffing it.
So it was a great moment. So I mean, as a designer, so not just as a label owner, as a designer you also want to make it exciting for yourself. So at this moment we're looking at new possibilities and new ways of releasing EPs or albums with another way of presenting the artwork and the music together.
Mentre eravamo ad Amsterdam si teneva il 5 Days Off, un festival di musica elettronica con decine di DJ set sparsi per la città. Uno dei DJ che suonava al 5 Days Off era l'olandese Aaron Friedman. Lo abbiamo incontrato prima che salisse sul palco del Melkweg.
My name is Aaron Friedman. I'm a DJ, producer, also a music journalist and copywriter, and I also do parties here in Amsterdam. When we started in Amsterdam, it was a very tough climate. There were people in power, so to speak, that were sort of bogarting the clubs. You know, they all played in the clubs, and it was very hard to get into that position and also start playing. So what me and some friends decided was to rent the Melkweg, which is a big club, and start our own night. And you know, draw in our own crowd, and that sort of started off something that has now grown into a bigger thing here in Amsterdam, and it's already diversified into. But it's a new generation, and we did it by a do-it-yourself mentality, and it worked. So it was very nice. I think using the media is important in all facets of life these days. I mean, if you look at politics, you know, politicians cannot be just politicians anymore. They have to be TV representatives as well. You know, they have to look good on TV, they have to speak well. Everything is about appearance and about how you look on the social networks and how you, and you can say it's a bad thing, you know, it's a shame that people cannot just be good at what they do and not have to deal with that stuff, but that's just the way it is. And I think the same goes for artists in music and for DJs as well. You cannot just get by anymore just by making great music, which is a shame, but it's also just the way it is, I think. Tonight I'm playing against Jeff Mills, so to speak. He's in the one hole, I'm in the other hole. So I don't see the point in playing the same style as he does. Moreover, I'm very much more a house DJ than a techno DJ. So I'm going to play what I like best. It's house with a lot of emotion, vocals, melody. I think house is a feeling, and for me it still is. I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, but I think it's music that you have to feel from the heart.
Se Jeff Mills è uno di quelli che hanno fatto la storia della musica elettronica, il presente appartiene invece a gente come Gaslam Killer, DJ di Los Angeles che si esibiva al club Paradiso.
My name is the Gaslam Killer. I'm from Southern California, and I'm here in Amsterdam at Paradiso, rocking with some of the finest musicians of our generation right now. I would never compare myself to Bad Brains or any other musician, really. I think I'm more of a DJ first. I'm working on a record right now, but I just like to have fun up there, and I think true performances are about having fun. That's when you have a connection with the divine, you know what I'm saying? You really let go and you get open, they call it in hip-hop, because you're really opening up your soul to some real heavy energy, and it's not something that normal people get to do all the time, and more people should do it. Some people get it through exercise, through sports, through sex, through drugs, whatever you want to do, you know. I just happen to get it on stage when I'm performing, and that's when I feel the most close to the source. So that's the only way I could explain it. It's just having fun. I try hard to give all my energy when I'm up there, but I wish I had a band. That'd be sick. Have a whole band full of homies playing instruments, that would be epic. But for right now, this is what it is, you know. I'm using a computer running Serato, and I'm using an iPad with a program called Touch OSC to run wirelessly with the Serato MIDI interface. So it's a very simple thing that Daddy Kev and Daedalus, two of my good friends, showed me how to do. It's pretty interesting, the whole wireless thing, but yeah, it's just an iPad and a computer. The more energy the songs have, the more of an interesting, energetic sound they have, the more likely I am to play them. So I'm trying to gather the most awesome songs I can, the best songs I can. I'm trying to gather as many as I can, and that's why I cut songs off a lot of the time, is because I have so much to play. I just want to keep going, you know?
Uno degli strumenti più utilizzati dai DJ al giorno d'oggi è Ableton Live, software alla creazione del quale ha contribuito Mono Lake.
My name is Robert Henke and I make electronic music under my own name and as Mono Lake, and tonight I'm gonna play at Melkweg here in Amsterdam, and that's the stage and that's my stuff, and here's a big projection which is not yet working. Life is my main environment. I mean, it's not a surprise since I'm one of the people who made it, but I also really like all synthesizers. So I have a few, not a huge collection, but I have a few which I really like. And I like them because there's some history connected with them. So when I turn them on and I play with them, I feel like playing with a very old violin. There's some specific character in there which just makes me happy when I play with them. First of all, I like sounds, and I like all kinds of sounds, and I find interesting sounds everywhere. And I also studied sound engineering at a film school, so I'm used to the fact that you can make sound out of everything and you can record everything. And sound design is a process which is not limited to using synthesizers, because natural sounds are so interesting. I can just do this, and it's impossible to do something like this with a synthesizer. And with this little cup here, it's easy. And those are the things I like. And then I take this sound and layer it maybe 10 times. And I got this orchestra of little cups playing together. And that's exciting. I like this. Yep.
Con la musica e le immagini di Mono Lake salutiamo il 5 Days Off Festival, ma la nostra visita ad Amsterdam non è finita. Tra poco incontreremo la label 100% Pure ed entreremo al Throw Club per il DJ set di Seth Troxler. DJ Stories è ad Amsterdam per un viaggio nella musica elettronica olandese. Per questo abbiamo fatto visita all'etichetta 100% Pure, fondata dal DJ 2001, a.k.a. Dylan Ermeline.
I'm Dylan, aka 2001. I'm a DJ producer and label owner. "100% Pure" I started back in 1993, so almost 20 years ago. I started at that time with a friend of mine, Sandy Hoener. We started the label because at that time we tried to do different kind of music, like techno music, and no other label wanted to release that. So we had to start our own label. I'm doing the 100% Pure showcases. I first started to do in Amsterdam only, but now I do. Last week we had somewhere else in the country, but now next week I'm going to Russia, and next month I'm going to Germany, and we go to United States as well as South America. So this year we're going to do many international 100% Pure showcases with all international artists who are involved with the label. Well, the most interesting markets is at the moment, and still was also in the past, is basically Germany, Japan, and now United States is becoming very popular, and the UK. But also Italy and Spain are still very high on our list concerning buying our products. So good. The new scene in Amsterdam started like 10 years ago, the new wave, you know, the new generation, and then we grew until a couple of years it got very big, Amsterdam tech house sound and Amsterdam deep house sound. At the moment I would say that because of the internet and the social media, it's becoming like a global village. So it doesn't matter if we release artists from Spain, from Italy, from Argentina, from Brazil. It's like one virtual city. So I can, even if the artists are not from Amsterdam, it still has the Amsterdam sound. So we started with only Amsterdam artists, and now we have global artists, but it is still Amsterdam for me. So that's the situation now.
Mentre eravamo ad Amsterdam, siamo andati a dare un'occhiata ai lavori di Niels Bullman nella sua Unruly Gallery. Niels è un ex graffitaro che ha esposto al Museo d'Arte Moderna di San Francisco grazie a una tecnica chiamata calligraffiti.
Welcome to Unruly Gallery. I'm Niels Mulman, but more people know me as Shoe. That's my graffiti name. It's been my graffiti name since 79. What is calligraffiti? The simple answer would be obviously just a mixture of calligraphy and graffiti.
Gotta go underground, gotta go underground, gotta go underground, gotta go underground, gotta go underground. Gotta go underground. Gotta go underground. Gotta go underground.
If we look a bit further, then maybe calligraphy is just the art of writing, and it's been around for, you know, whenever writing was invented. So the art of it, whether it be in Japanese calligraphy or maybe the monks in the Middle Ages, and obviously the art of New York subways, where people were riding on the trains. Monks who were, you know, in their monasteries with candlelight, writing books, copying Bibles. They were maybe the graffiti writers of their era. You know, I mean, of course they weren't, you know, jumping fences or anything, but I mean, they were really so much into this, you know, writing all day, all night long, that, you know, it must have been some kind of a meditative state that you come in. And that's also why I keep doing the repetitive paintings to, you know, to get in some kind of flow.
È un'altra volta notte ad Amsterdam. Ne approfittiamo per fare un riassunto dei migliori club cittadini.
Uno dei locali storici di Amsterdam è il Melkweg. Altrettanto celebre è il Paradiso. Uno dei nuovi nomi dell'Amsterdam notturna è invece il Trouw.
Proprio al Trouw abbiamo concluso il nostro soggiorno olandese. Lì si teneva il DJ set di Seth Troxler, DJ americano, fondatore dell'etichetta Vision Quest.
Yeah, I'm on this, I have a record label and a DJ collective called Vision Quest. It's cool being able to own a record label because it gives you some sort of duality as a musician, you know, and as a curator in both music and kind of art. So I find it to be very stimulating to have all those, maybe not like levels of my personality or outlets for my personality to be expressed. It's wonderful. Two parents who have lovely taste in music, amazing taste in music, really. My stepfather was a DJ. He had a radio show when I was younger. My father, and yeah, just being around a home with music, you know, and kind of entertaining it. It really has an effect on you. I think that was like the spark of collecting music, and since then it's been like an ongoing search of just trying to find a soundtrack to my life, or for music that I really want to hear. And I think it's really important as a DJ to, when you're playing music and displaying music, not to stay in one linear place, you know, because music is really, and really can really take people on a journey, you know, and music is a journey. That's what affected me the most, is those years. you know, those years of being a youth, that teen angst, you know, wanting something different, you know, because it's like, I think when you're younger, that's how it is. Either you are, or like you're like one way, kind of really commercial, really in that easy way, or just kind of really into being a teen, or you kind of go the other way of being a teen, where you're just looking for really weird things to make you different, you know. And some people like forget youth, and I think it's better to remind yourself of your youth every day, or the golden years in life, really.
It's my love. It is my love for you.
You can make a lot of different projects in life, you know. You shouldn't just stick to one thing. And diversify your bonds, you know. Yeah, I'm a very diverse character and a person that's just creative. So I think I'll see myself in 10 years, maybe doing more things in culture and art, you know, as well as kind of music. I just don't want to be globe-trotting DJ forever. Hopefully have a restaurant, family. That'd be amazing. The flip side, you know, it's like, oh, it's crazy Seth, and I'm like, no, you know, I slow down. You slow down with time.
Il nostro viaggio ad Amsterdam termina qui, ma DJ Stories non si ferma. Settimana prossima saremo a Ginevra per i DJ set di Surgeon, Mandy, Heidi e per un tour lungo le label svizzere. Prima fra tutte, la Cadenza Records di Luciano.